Hello, YouTube, and welcome to Colorado National Speedway, site to what will be race number 10 of the 2009 Coke Vanilla Cup Series Championship. Alongside me once again is Stephen Paul III, and first up, we've got qualifying.
Yeah, we're here. We got some edibles. We're all ready to go.
As front row for this one, Bill Bragg Jr. guarantees himself a starting spot in the Farmers Auto Insurance Ford Fusion for Yates
Wow.
Racing with the pole, one of our short track aces in the field. Alongside him will be Colin Cropley. Kenny Moma, Tim Randolph make up row 2 with Stephen Paul III, Kev Shear row 3. Ignore the skid marks from practice. Charles Sanford, Whitney Calhoun row 4. As we'll show you the rest of the grid here, as don't actually have a whole lot of time. Actually, we have plenty of time. Stephen, what are your thoughts of what you expect here?
Well, I don't know what's going to expect here. I'm really surprised they actually brought these cars here. Brett Moble's won every short track so far. He's in this duel. And rumor is if the O2 doesn't run well this weekend, that Brandon Nash sponsorship will get axed here. So Will is probably going to DNQ. We have two Mississauga cars. I expect a crash. I don't know what to expect. I know Charles probably edited this night good enough where we'll have a decent race, but it's going to be wide open. There's no boost or no anything. Everybody's got a good fair shot. If Cropley makes the race, he's got a good chance. Paul is starting up to the front. He's a short track ace. Look for him to run pretty competitive in this. But any drivers ran the last 2 seasons here in the Hooters or the trucks definitely have an advantage.
And not really. Either way, green flag is out for duel number 1. We're racing here at Colorado National.
Yep.
And not going to take Braddock any time at all to try and stretch a lead out over Kenny Moma.
Not at all. As here he comes, Pollard on the bottom side. That is not what Charles wants to see, as he's right behind Pollard.
Yep, 57 with a 210-point lead coming into this one.
And if you take
top 3 are stretching it out a little bit.
And if you take out Pollard, the top 11 can leave as the points leader. Due to Pollard, nobody can leave as the points leader now.
4 wide there for a moment. Time Pollard,
yeah,
Nick
that's
Breeding,
not going to work.
Kev Shear, Tim Randolph was on the far outside of it. They're back to 2 wide.
Yeah, Nick Breeding's only made one race at 3 units, so not surprised to see him up here. If he makes the race, rimp the field there for a little bit. As we look at the transfer spot, would be
currently transfer spot would have been Brett Hill the last time around. This time around, waiting for it to up. Oh, I guess it was okay. Amy Shelley did take a little bit there to update. 3 wide, yeah. Nick Breeding, or not Nick Breeding, Colin Cropley, Hunter Braxton had some contact there. It was Tristan Willard on the far outside of that.
Notorious for this track. We've even seen somebody at the pit wall. Something also to note, it looks like 75 laps is going to take a while. You are going to burn laps quickly here. 50 laps take no time around here.
As Nick Breeding, I accidentally threw his name out there. He's actually going to get by Colin Cropley now.
Yep, lap traffic will definitely pick up factors. The Duke is in 18th. He's been on a bit of a slide trying to get into the field here. Time Paul was a shock DNQ last week.
Meanwhile, looks like it's a mess back here. Vargas, Jeff James, Mary Shelley's back here. There's Bouchard. Pick a driver. They're probably back in that mess somewhere.
Yeah, this could be another one with a high DNQ due to like this track being brand new and stuff. So everybody's on their tippy toes here. As
Amy Shelley trying to get back by Zorline. That's not even for a transfer spot. That would be to just get back into the top 20.
Yeah.
Yepes to the back bumpers. Whoa, RJ Reynolds, what a save.
Oh, I know, off of Kev, too. That's going to be some quarrels right there.
Tim Randolph up near the wall through 1 and 2.
Yep, the big red 41 car. First time we've seen that this year.
Kev up near the wall. That's Time Pollard to his inside, who got a little bit squirrely off turn 4.
Hey, we've seen Seth Cole 1 year driving completely through the grass in the sand, I should say, in turn 2 and got his position back in turn 3. So anything's possible.
I think you were meaning off turn 4 and got back in turn 1.
I believe it was. Well, this might end in shambles right here. Caution's only kind of come off as a flip or a track block, so everybody racing a little aggressively here.
Yep. So RJ Reynolds, James Qualls, Tim Randolph, and all this around the transfer spot, which actually last time around was held by Diego Yepes.
Yepes only 1 career start, 5th place at Auto Club, DNQ'd everything since, so.
And now, that time around, Jonathan Zorline in the transfer spot.
Yep. Here comes the 4 car.
Oh, Zorline up near the wall. Maybe 3 wide. Amy Shelley says thank you very much.
I will take that. Thank you. Breeding is a shock in 7th. That's one that I did not expect to make the race. Bill Bragg Jr. Only won at Las Vegas, so not really a short track prowess guy.
Well,
So
actually, that is his best stat, though.
Oh, really? Wow, that's surprising a little bit. Kenny Moma in a new sponsorship for that 71 running 2nd.
Yep. I don't even remember how to say it. But there is the 71. Get a nice
American
good
Monster.
look at it. I think that's what it is.
And they're already lapping the field.
Well, they're catching up to the back of field, which, to be fair, is the 67.
But no, not even that. Look, those 60's right there. I mean, it's not like it's like yards up.
They haven't started lapping, but they have caught the back of the field.
No, well, last week's winner, 60th in points, about to get lapped. It looks like a win to the D&Q race. It looks like.
Well, that's been the common thread of the season, hasn't it?
Yep, you mean a common thread for Phoenix Racing. Most of their good runs become an SS track. Everybody, I mean, I don't know what we're running, the junior line or the Colorado National Wall here.
Well, Jeff James trying to get by LeDuc for 23rd spot.
Yeah, Jeff James and LeDuc never ran any lower series races here, so they're trying to figure out this track.
Big battle behind them. But meanwhile, looking up here, Zorline is trying to catch Amy Shelley for the transfer spot.
Yeah, Amy Shelley's top 42 in the points, I believe, trying to improve even higher.
And now Yepa is trying to take a chance at the 14.
Yep, and the battle for the lead's going to be raging on in a second right there as they caught the backfield 98 car. And that's going to be a Provo land.
Actually, the lead has changed hands. Kenny Moma has gotten it. They've lapped the 67. Isaac Flickinger has also been lapped in the 48 car. And now last week's winner Noah Sewell gets lapped.
And passing the Canadian Tire winner. So that's a battle right there. Charles Sanford is catching.
The Most Sport winner is passing last week's winner.
Yep. Called 3rd up here. That's not what Charles wanted to see.
And Flickinger trying to maybe get a lap back. There's the 05 and the 57 going at it for 3rd.
Yep. And Paul would try to be very cautious around that 05 car.
Wonder why.
Me too. Well, he did take us out of a championship one year, but I digress. 99 car trying to come 2nd straight week. We've seen Subway in that 99 car. Mary Shelley surprised, but not really. Yeah, short tracks haven't been really her thing. Winnie Calhoun, 8th. I think it's 6th, 8th, and 12th in their 3 starts. So trying to make the race. Brett Moma's Brandon Ash is about to get axed.
Well, he's right. He is locked into the race, so that is worth
14
mentioning.
in the wall.
LeDuc up in the wall. Yep. Nearly contact between the 2 teammates, Gatlin Downey and Logan Alexander.
This is a rookie 3-wide battle right here.
With Winnie Calhoun on the outside of it and a pair of teammates trying to battle and not wreck each other.
Well, we've seen people hit the pit wall. So I think we saw Fitzwater one year hit the pit wall on the 59. So anything's possible at this track.
True.
Only about 7 minutes in. We've already done 25 laps. So my math right, we'll be at the 21-minute mark by the end of this race.
As Landon Smith Jr. passes Carter Joey, that is for 21st spot.
So the story on the 37, in real life, the 09 missed the race. But, if the 37 makes it the 09 D&Q, I guess that will play the storyline out great.
Well, and Carter Joey up near the wall nearly hit it in the 83 car.
Yeah, ran this race last year. I don't think he finished. Well, I actually missed this race last year. The only race I missed last year, actually.
As Diego Yepes trying to now take a spot away from the 83. Sorry.
Cropley's
trying to get a spot from 37. I saw up ahead of that.
Yeah, Cropley's in 9th, so that's good for Cropley. Because if he makes races, he's finished in the top 12 every race he's made. So it's good news for him. Braxton, Collins here, and going down to 10th is 33. The 7th missed 3 straight races in a row. They've been on a slide. Good to see them in 9th.
As Joey gets back by Yepes, that is for 23rd spot. Neither one of them currently in a position to race their way in. The 08 has now been lapped, so is the 18 and the 99.
Well, Mary might have to get. Well, Mary might not even get a. Well, she might get a PC. I'm not sure.
Well, she is locked in on the past champion because the 41's in on points.
That's not what any of the former winners want to see.
But unfortunately for her right now, not in a position to be able to try and get in.
Not at all.
As Bill Bragg Jr. trying to close back up to the 71.
This is our first inaugural race since I believe Mustic. I believe that was the last one we had. Could be wrong in that one.
Well, battle for lead though heating up a little bit. 3 wide back here. Nick Breeding trying to take advantage of it almost.
Yeah, it would be Mustic. It would be Mustic's. We ran the same exact schedule last year. So yeah, Alexander Rowe won that race.
Well, that would be the driver of the 16 right now. We'll see him in Duel 2.
Yep, Pollard up high. The lap traffic state. How about Breeding though? Man, if he makes the race, rimp some people making in the top 20 making the race.
Well, and Hunter Braxton trying to help that out a little bit by taking 5th spot away from the 15.
Yep.
And
so
here comes Daniel Bouchard passing the 09 car.
Hey, if he stays on the bottom side, he might have a chance.
Well, he's a lap down in 33rd spot.
Hey, you just stay on that bottom side.
As
just
we're
keep
hearing,
lapping
there
people.
might have been problems for Diego Yepes, and he's on pit lane.
Well, that sucks. That mean, well, he's gonna. Oh no.
And we're hearing actually got a penalty. He might have to come back in. We'll see. He's currently 4 laps down in the 35th spot. As is the penalty basically for having to go down pit lane.
If Yepes gets 35 DNQs, does he get a cookie?
I don't know. But you will have seen why he was on pit lane on side by side since I did miss it.
GG, Charles.
Well, I knew he had something happen. I just didn't know what lap. Either way, Nick Breeding lapping the 99 of Vargas. That's why I knew when Bouchard went up to 33rd, I knew that was something. Let's see. I think the 77 had a penalty, though. Well, he's still up there, so never mind.
Well, he's about to get turned.
Nearly got turned, yep. But he's 4 laps down. We'll have to see what happens there. Kev is back to 16th. Right now, here, well, there's 18th. So this is the battle for 19th between Jonathan Zorline and Matt Duncan.
Jeff James is coming for the field.
The 88 is trying to follow his teammate up through. Kev trying to get to the inside line.
Not yet.
Well, he's got inside of the 77 at least, so that's going to help protect him for the 18th spot for now.
188's closing back in on the 71 here.
A little bit is a 1 second lead, though, back to 3rd place Charles Sanford.
Yep. As Hunter Braxton 5th. Let's see, top 10. Will Hoyt's in 8th. Good job by Will Hoyt right there. Slowly moving up. I mean, no Roush cars in the top 42. Should point that out.
In points. As Amy Shelley is up to 13th. Pretty Shaw. RJ Reynolds in the fence.
Oh, RJ Reynolds hard into the wall.
William Duncan gets on by. So did Pretty Shaw. Here comes Tim Randolph in the 41 car.
Good thing they got some quality concrete on that wall to protect that blow.
As we're hearing, it's also some padded concrete, even though you can't see it.
I see.
As now Kev gonna try and get by the 73. That would be for 17th spot. Jeff James is up to 19th now.
Charles is under a second right here. He's trying to win his first dual race in a while.
Oh, Zorline into the wall.
Oh, God, a huge hit.
And you can see the dent it caused to the right side of the GoDaddy Chevrolet.
Lord, that was a big hit.
And they're going to be 3 wide for the transfer spot. Here comes JT Bryant, Jeff James, and RJ Reynolds to the line.
Well, JT races in. That'll be good for the field.
JT actually not locked in, I think. As Bill Bragg Jr. back to the race lead. Him winning a duel doesn't really mean a whole lot.
No. Charles Sanford coming too.
Oh, 3 wide here. Zorline, Joey, and Reynolds. Nearly 4 wide with Matt Duncan.
Hey, Matt Duncan's trying, I'll tell you that much.
As Diego Yepes now has lost another lap. I think this is where he's on pit lane. Well, or not. I don't know. Maybe I just don't remember exactly what happened with him. Either way,
Yeah, yep. Yep, this is
as
bad season
Braddock
continues.
trying to check out now, he's trying to lap Winnie Calhoun, who's in 28th spot.
I believe the record for DNQs is about 24 minus Rick Robert and some of them. So, yeah, he might be catching that record.
I don't think we've really tracked it hard enough to know what the record would have been. Because it would. Well, thank you, Siri. I don't know what you said, but thank you.
Yeah, that wasn't really meant to happen.
As here we go, Kenny Moma looking for the race lead.
Yep, that 71's got a sponsor, and they got speed. Charles has dropped it 2 seconds back. He was right on their back bumper.
Probably
back
had some
down to 1
lap
second.
traffic issues there, maybe with the 18 or the 08. But they are side by side ahead of the leaders, though.
And they're side by side for the lead.
Side by side for the lead, side by side ahead of them. There's the 37, the 6, 34, 60.
Yep. As
Kenny Moma trying to take a peek. Braddock to the back bumper, nearly turned the 71.
That would have been funny if that would have happened.
As Braddock now trying to lap the 60, trying to find a way back to the race lead, and he's fighting this a lot harder than I thought he would.
Teammate battle right there too.
Which one? Oh, the 08 and the 60? Yeah.
No, the 34 and this 37.
Oh, that's true, that too. As Braddock back to the race lead's going to try and lap the Mikusuki Chevrolet of Landon Smith Jr.
Race is going a lot better than I thought it was going to go, actually.
As Smith tries to drive it back in, couldn't quite make the move stick.
Yep.
Should look back at the transfer spot. It is being held by JT Bryant right now in 18th spot.
Yep. 83 cars trying to catch up with that one. Winnie Calhoun trying to make a pass on RJ, who hit the wall there.
Well, he hit the wall a little bit. He didn't hit it as hard as we saw the 25 hit it, at least on what we've seen.
Looks like there's going to be a lot of comers and goers in this race so far, as the 6 and the 14. Brett Moman's got the 22nd, but it looks like Brandon Ash's partnership's going to die after this week.
Well, we'll have to wait and see. He did come from 40th to to second, actually, last week. As LeDuc tries to pass him. Can't quite make the move work. Mary Shelley now to the inside of Kenny Moma as the lap traffic continues to play havoc.
Yep, and I got to tell you, I thought somebody would already been around to this point of the race. Really nice job, really clean race so far.
Now, the only incident we really had was Diego Yepes so far as 73 up in the wall.
Again.
And even then, the 77 really didn't have a major issue.
No.
But is 5 laps down as a result of his issues.
Poor Yepes. As the 18 car could come into effect. How about Charles trying to go for second here?
Yep. He's caught the back bumper of the 71. The USBC Chevrolet. As Downey tries to battle Logan Alexander for the 28th spot.
Yep, there's Pollard right here. Unbelievable straight. Pollard's average finish is 10th. The next highest is 17.8. He is on an historical tear right now, to the dismay of Charles.
As Braxton grabs the 5th spot back from Nick Breeding.
Yeah, probably not going to fight that one too hard.
Well, they're both in the race for now. Vargas is a lap down in 32nd. Here comes Brett Hill, one of our top Rookie of the Year contenders right now, in 7th in car number 7.
Yeah. Second rookie, Ryan James passed him last week for like the highest rookie, but makes this race he can make it.
No, he's like 4th highest. Remember, he's behind the 3 Hooters rookies.
Oh yeah, that's right, because he's missed 3 straight. Yeah, you're right. Transfer spot is actually now the 88. It looks like.
It was still JT according to timing and scoring. There's Kevging by Mitchell Collins. That is for 12th spot. So after falling back near the transfer spot, he's back into the field. Amy Shelley has fallen out of the top 18, and that has allowed Jeff James to get into the field for now.
Yeah, good job by Jeff. He's kind of on a slide right here. Very shocking to see. Carter Joey's missed about, I believe, 5 straight races in a row, so Carter's trying to make a start here.
Well, he needs to get by not only Amy Shelley, but needs to get by the 88 as well. As Matt Duncan gets by LeDuc for 22nd.
Yeah, it would suck if Zorline misses the race. He was kind of making a charge up of the points, but a DNQ will not help.
It'd be back-to-back DNQs for 25, wouldn't it?
Yes, it would be.
We'll still have to wait and see how this is going to all play out. As Tim Randolph now trying to get by Mitchell Collins. That is going to be for 15th spot.
Yep, as Tim Randolph, that's a good car if you want to see racing. The 98 too. 41 trying to get
Randolph
31.
races in, that would lock in Allison Rain, I think. I think she's 6th in points coming in.
That would be a good one right there. We're almost getting to the nitty gritty. We only got 7 laps to go, guys.
As Jeff James up the track, the lead is closing up again. Here we go. Kenny Moma pulling alongside the 28 now for the race lead.
05's there too.
05 isn't too far behind, but is still a distant third in consideration. It's about 2 car lengths back to him. As Matt Duncan tries to pass Brett Moma side by side for the lead with 6 laps to go.
Yeah, Moma wants that spot. Here comes Charles though.
Jeff James currently holding the final transfer spot by 0.2 over the 83. Calhoun nearly moves the 02 now. Here comes Charles Sanford for second.
Nice job of that car right here. Charles was kind of like close to California here, so that's good for them.
Whatever you said, it cut out massively.
Oh, my bad.
The 71 now trying to lap the 02 and the 34 ahead of him. 4 laps to go, and Kenny Moma trying to set sail here at Colorado National.
Yep, trying to get one of his first dual wins. Here comes Charles, though.
As the 05 trying to close the gap a little bit. Brett Moma trying to hang on to the lead lap. 71 is there, though, with coming to 2 to go. This time by.
And no wonder why he kept this one. Here comes the 05 car.
Well, that and duels, I kind of don't really like to rerun them anyway. Either way, Charles Sanford trying to close the gap. He's going to get by Brett Moma, who's up in the fence. White flag, this time by 1 lap to go for Kenny Moma. Can Charles Sanford close the gap? It doesn't look like it. Down the back straightaway for the final time, through 3 and 4. Kenny Moma is going to get a dual win, and it comes at Colorado National.
First dual win for TRG.
Also racing their way in, Charles Sanford. Might as well just do it this way. Stephen Paul III, Hunter Braxton, Nick Breeding, Brett Hill, Tristan Wilhoit, Colin Cropley, Time Pollard also races in. As we're talking, you'll actually see the results kind of pop up.
Carter Joey races in.
No. Oh, yeah. Kev Shear, Pretty Shaw, James Qualls, William Duncan, Mitchell Collins, Jeff James, Tim Randolph, and Carter Joey takes on the final transfer spot. Like I said, you'll see the starting. You'll see the not starting grid. You'll see the lineup on the screen right now. Actually, Steven, you had anything to say, or are we ready for Duel 2?
Well, all I gotta say now, Nick Breeding has 2 career starts, and Yepis still has 1. Good job by Joey on the last lap pass on Brian. Nice job by him.
So with that, let's go ahead and take a break, and we'll bring you back for Duel number 2. And we are back for Duel number 2, where Ryan George has put his unsponsored Toyota for Gunzelman Motorsports on the pole for the inaugural Colorado National Speedway race here in the Cup Series. Seth Cole alongside of him, Owen Miles, Max Anderson, Shelton, and Fitzwater, row 3, Hamill, Sanford, row 4, Robert Pollard, Austin Plant, row 5. I'll show you the rest of this as Steven can give you his thoughts for this one based off what he saw in Duel 1.
Well, we're going to see a lot of passing, and hopefully my internet will cut off the finish of this one too a little bit. But I expect a pretty clean race, so hopefully nobody hits the pit wall. So I expect a lot of comers and goers in the top 2 are probably going to battle it out. It's going to be a few seconds back, but the transfer spot is definitely going to be interesting right here. Seth Cole made it's not a surprise he's second. He made his debut in this series, this channel debut here in season 1. Excuse me. Owen Miles right up there. Another one of the surprises. We saw Nick Breeding racing. He could be a surprise one making this race in. We saw our first time winner winning the Mustard the first time we had an inaugural race. Can Ryan George start on the pole and have a win here? Robert Paul in the top 10 short track aces. We're coming down in the green flag.
And we are green for Duel 2.
Yep, Anderson after a DNQ last week is trying to avenge himself right here. As we all battling down to battling into turn 2 right here.
Three
Gene
wide,
in the pit wall.
Gene, Austin, and Hodak there. Last week's pole sitter. Nearly contact there with, actually it was contact with 35 in the 9. Nearly turned Rodriguez around.
Yeah, Rodriguez has been on a skid himself right here, trying to make a race right here. Alexander Rowe, we talked about in the first one, for last driver to win at Mustang, the last inaugural race for the series. Trying to get another one, but he's got to make the race first.
Yeah, and he's not going to be guaranteed a starting spot because none of the Roush cars were top 42 in points coming into this one. Sam Schluter on the inside of his inside of the 3 wide there with Rodriguez and Rowe.
Yeah, Chris Wilson in the back. That is not what some of the people wanted to see, like Seth Cole. Seth Cole could still DQ this race.
Yep, still could. Although very unlikely, considering he's second in line right now for a point spot that's not already guaranteed one.
Yeah, that would have to be a miracle.
Schluter nearly got into the 87.
Brian James, like we mentioned last week, most starts by a rookie driver so far with only 1 DNQ. A high in the points too. That 23 car has just been very consistent and stuff.
Well, if for 7 careers or for only 1 DNQ, he's not as high as you would expect him to be.
Yeah.
So, considering there's a driver ahead of him that's actually who has DNQ'd 3 times, and another one has DNQ'd 4 times ahead of him, he's just now passed on track.
Yeah, but Fitzwater has a couple top 5. Ryan James hasn't had that much success.
Well, that's what I'm saying. Oh, nearly contact there. Owen Miles and Henry Sanford. Battle for 9th there. Goes to the 2.
With Breeding and Robert, if they make the race, man, and the 96, rimp the freaking grid.
Well, and Robert Pollard up to the 6th spot now. Henry Sanford trying to take the spot away from Matt McIntyre. We saw a lot of the top 30 guys who were in Duel 1 were the ones that raced their way in. So maybe some hope at least for some of these guys.
Now, the 21, they made their 200 start last week, and 3rd right now. Their last win for the Wood brothers was at Bristol, so not surprised.
With Jessica Shelton, actually.
Yeah, and believe it or not, Ford is still yet to win a cup. Ford's last win was Indy last season with Tim Randolph. They have been on a dry spell.
Well, and right now they are running with the best spot of 3rd, but not many battles up here at the front. Owen Miles trying to take a spot away. We'll go back to the transfer spot area where we have Gene Sanford, Steve Pollard. You have Fitzwater. Steve Pollard takes that 18th spot away. Nearly contact there with the 1 and the 51.
Yep, the 96 and the 21. There's actually only 2 Fords in the top 10 right now. So Ford continues the downward spiral.
As Steve Pollard now gets by Gene Sanford, that moves the 87 back to the transfer spot. Nearly contact with Paul Swanson and sideways off turn 4.
Yep, Steve could actually might DNQ. He's got to get on the wheel and try to get that thing in the show.
Well, he's in the top 18 right now. He's in 16th spot now as he takes it away from the 1.
Oh man, so if we have a minute just to talk about Samet Olskan. Oh my God! Looking at the stats for Olskan. Where is he? Right here. He has missed 6 out of the last 7. It has been a struggling career for Samet.
Well, and he's about ready to lose the 17th spot to Gene Sanford, and right behind Gene is the 13 of Paul Swanson, looking to take 18th spot away from Ozkan.
Pretty Shaw has missed the full season because Ozkan started in the 07. Is almost ahead of him in starts. Let that sink in. That is how struggling the career has been for him.
Well, and Bradley Ream now nearly under attack from the 35.
Dylan Young trying to make this race. Not really much known on the short tracks. We saw that at Martinsville, so not surprised seeing him running in the back.
As Steve Pollard now gets by William Brock. Jack James has passed Brian James. That was not a mouthful for me at all to say. Steve Pollard gets by Brian James now as well for 14th.
Yeah, the 27's been good when they can actually get the car underneath them right here. They just have a lot of mechanical issues. Kurt Shelmerdine
trying to get to where I was trying to go is Gene Sanford gets by William Brock and Brian James.
Yeah, the Kurt Shelmerdine 2017, but I've yet to DNQ in the Coke Vanilla Cup Series. Didn't think I'd ever see that stat before.
As William Brock now gets by Brian James, sets his sights on the 87 for 15th. It is now Paul Swanson on the bubble in the 18th spot.
Everybody kind of single file here, right? Oh, never mind.
Nearly 3 wide there. Staggered 3 wide at that as Swanson gets by Brian James.
Yep, trying to make another pass here. Bradley Ream, only really good race Reams had this year was at Riverside right here. Try to make another memory here if he can make the show.
As Jack James up the track, opened the door a little bit there for Steve Pollard.
Yep, just because the capital is right there. That's Jack James. Is that Jack James at him?
That's the 8, yeah.
Okay, it looks like the 99.
Oh, Steve Pollard got sideways though off turn 4.
He's digging, trying to keep that car in the field.
Well, that opens the door a little bit for Gene Sanford maybe in the 87.
Yep, trying to peek down the inside right here.
And we're hearing that they are catching the lap traffic at the back of the field. I think. Let's see.
Yep.
Yep, there is the 64 lapping cars now already.
And 64 inside.
We go back to the battle for the transfer spot. Gene Sanford trying to get by Steve Pollard. It's not exactly for the transfer spot, but you get what I mean.
Yeah.
Also back here, Smet Oskon now has gone back by Bradley Ream for 19th, and that allowed Brian James to get a decent gap there.
For sure.
And now Steve Pollard using a higher line. It's going to maybe allow the 51 to close in. Not quite.
Yep. And there's a little battle right here. Matt McIntyre's best career finish is 25th so far in 4 starts. He's generally trying to improve that.
Well, he's trying to close in on the 96 now. This would be the battle for 9th. But he goes up towards the wall. That's going to open the door for Austin LaPlante in the 5.
Yeah, usually trend goes is 1 or 2 or 3 undercars making it 1 DNQ, so Austin trying to keep that trend going.
We had the 88 race in.
Oh, that's true. But he barely raced him.
25, I think, DNQs, though.
That's
no, they've actually got points, so they might not. We'll see.
Yeah.
Either way, Delon Abrahamian now trying to get by Matt McIntyre. That is for the 11th spot. Jack James up near the wall, though.
Yeah. That's the 87 car trying to catch that back bumper of the 8.
Well, Matt McIntyre now trying to catch back up to the 43. He's going to be up near the wall again. Nearly contact for Jack James. He's going to lose a spot this time to Gene Sanford.
Yeah, that wasn't very smart.
Well, that's going to be the 13th spot to the 87 now.
Yep.
As Shelton is now up to 2nd, passing Max Anderson.
Good job of that Motorcraft team. They've been struggling, like 2 wins, 200 starts.
I thought you were going to say something about their start record this season.
Well, their start record, though, they missed a lot of races, but, and Wood Brothers started to decline in real life at this point, so I guess it's realistic.
As Steve Pollard, William Brock nearly made contact there off turn 4 in the battle for 15th.
Guys battling hard 15th, 2 guys top 11 in the points right here, top 12.
Well, and right now Brian James continues to have a comfortable spot inside the top 18, but wants to make that even more comfortable as he was trying to take a peek at Paul Swanson for 17th.
Yeah, Dylan Young, very surprised. Well, yeah, like we mentioned at Martin's, like we say, not a short track guy, but trying to get into the field right here, trying not to rely on that provisional.
As Jack James now trying to attack Matt McIntyre. This is for 13th.
Here's down the side. Here we go.
And amazingly, Robert Pollard's still hanging on to a spot inside the top 10 up in 8th.
Well, he finished 2nd in Martinsville last season, so not surprised to see the 75 car being up here at the short tracks.
Especially one where there's not a whole lot of data for teams.
Yeah, that's going to help us. We're giving a whole notebook to Evernham.
As the 51 nearly take a shot at the 39, couldn't quite make the move work.
Nope, it's 51.
And Oskon is slowly closing in on the 23.
Yep, Oldscon would love to make a race. His last race today was Vegas, finished 16th.
Meanwhile, Max Anderson has fallen all the way back to the 8th spot now. He's lost a spot to the 75.
Yep.
Delon Abrahamian trying to take a spot away from Henry Sanford.
Yeah, so the 78, 6 out of their 7 top 5s have been wins, or 5 out of 6, I believe. So it's been a pretty good run for Furniture Row Racing's debuting in the 05 season.
And Jean Sanford now going to take a spot away from her own
How
brother.
about Mitchell Hodak? Mitchell Hodak is getting close to the lead right there. Not 2 weeks in a row. Hodak won a duel last week, if I'm not mistaken.
He won the pole last week, is actually what you're thinking of.
Yeah, not a bad, I guess,
close, but he didn't really, he wasn't one of the factors for it. He won the pole, though.
Yeah, as Robert actually making a pass on Austin O'Clair right there. Nice move.
As Jack James gets by Henry Sanford, nearly contact there for the 5 and the 96, as Owen Miles slowly starts to fall back.
Yep, Owen just trying to make his 4th race of the season. Oh,
and Austin LaPlante now kicks the 75 up to the high side. Jack James wide, nearly gets overtaken by Matt McIntyre as things start to heat up here at the front of the field.
Guess is leading now, lead change.
Yep, we missed the lead change.
Yep, good job by Jess right here. Bristol and Sonoma, the only 2 wins for
the jacked up into the wall. That time gets passed by William Brock now.
Well, I guess Tom's going to be called Tom now. That's how hard he hit the wall.
Steve Pollard trying to take a spot away from the 2 of Henry Sanford.
Yeah, Henry not known more known from the mile and a half.
Brian James up into the wall. Here comes Smed Oscon for the transfer spot.
Yeah, that was a big hit. Brian James he's gonna be tied with Brian Hill with starts there.
As Swanson gets by the 8 of Jack James, so the 8 continues to fall back now. Robert Pollard's been kicked up to the high side. He's fallen back to 9th. He's trapped behind Wes McCoy, actually, in the 52.
Yeah, he's trapped behind his buddy.
As Matt McIntyre up in the wall, Jack James makes contact with the 13. Trouble for Jack James, sliding through the infield.
Oh, no. Oh, no.
Nearly got T-boned by Henry Sanford.
Oh, my God. I think Henry Sanford needs a new pair of pants. Can you confirm that, Charles?
Somehow no one hits the 8 as Jack James will fall back to 25th spot.
I don't think who turned him again? I don't think Jack James is going to be very happy.
Steve Pollard that got him in the 27.
I don't think he's very happy with Steve Pollard.
Probably not. As Pollard sideways off turn 4, trying to pass Paul Swanson.
Who does that promote in the transfer? Dylan Young looks like it's in the transfer spot.
It did promote the 24 up to transfer spot as the 75 continues to fall back. Westwood. Brock Pollard saved it. Contact with the 78 though.
Oh, Robert wheeling that thing. He has more talent than Jack James.
Trying as Brock gets by for now. Here comes the 75 back at the 51.
That's our only car we got.
As Max Anderson, that's Matt McIntyre. Here comes Steve Pollard now.
This is nuts. Ryan George just fell in the 5th after all this madness.
Well, where he finishes doesn't really matter. Paul Swanson's up in the wall.
78 brake check the freaking 27.
As Dylan Young now has risen up a few spots. On the transfer spot last time by was Marcus Ambrose. Smed Oscon into the wall off turn 2.
That's an odd place. Did he hit the wall in the straight? What is he, Brand Jones?
Well, he hit it off. He got it. He's basically got to throttle too soon. Marcus Ambrose right now, though, holding down the final transfer spot.
Yep, and that American Red Cross car. This is intense. How about Mitchell Hodak battling the Jets? Wouldn't have thought of that in battle for the lead.
We will understandably focus on the battle for 18th, though, as we watch the 21 and the 55 on the intervals. Ambrose passes Dylan Young, trying to hang on to the spot over Brian James.
Yeah, Dylan Young, I don't think he's going to D&Q, but I mean, he wants to get in that top 18. Like I said, short track's not his thing.
Bradley Reed nearly got into Schluter.
Oh my God, Schluler. Man, these names are getting hard to pronounce when you try to talk fast.
Schluler Ambrose here hangs on to 18th now. Brian James up to 17th. Here comes the 70.
I just can't believe Rob Paul hang on to that car. How about
Brian
Allie
James nearly in the fence. Off turn 4.
Yeah, Allie's trying to make another race in a row. They've been slowly, steadily moving
Well,
up.
Allison will
to their 40th
race.
order.
She's in on points. It's just a matter of whether or not she can race in. Problem is for Allie,
Allie Nelson.
Oh, Nelson. Okay, sorry. Allison goes by Allie as
Whoa!
well. As Juan Rodriguez nearly wiped out with the 24. Nelson now's up to 21st.
He was trying to pass him one at a time, and that did not work out. As here comes Ellie.
Brian James now in 18th ahead of Sam Schluter.
Yeah, trying to make it another team. His teammate Kenny Moment did pretty well, so trying to go up there and try to match him.
Schluter's not going to be able to really match what the 71 did, probably, looking at this. But can he make it to where both TRG cars get into the field? That could happen. They don't even have manufacturer logos on this thing.
That's very true. This is the starting park car in real life. As Gene Sanford looks like trying to make 2 in a row. That 87 car has made, I believe, two out of the last 3 races.
As Ambrose trying to get by Henry Sanford. This would be for 16th in this duel.
Yep. Oh my God.
And this is to start. This duel will start on the inside, so these spots matter inside the top 18.
That's right. That's good for Robert too. Brian James trying to ease his way back there, trying to make it to the Miranda Tractors team.
As here comes Ambrose. He's gone alongside the 2 of Henry Sanford.
Can he do it?
He's going to clear him there off of turn, or going into turn number 3, I think. Maybe off turn 4 at worst. Brian James up high. Here comes Schluter. Nelson's in the wall in the 11.
Yeah, that's tough right for Nelson. The Marcia dime. No dimes for kids.
As the 1 now tries to get by. Schluter couldn't quite get to the 23.
New leader, Mitchell Hodak. The guy? Mitchell Hodak in the 55.
Here comes Brian James looking for 17th.
How about Cropley drivers? So Will last weekend winning, and now how about the 55 here? Man, Cropley must be jumping off his couch.
As Henry Sanford kicked back to the transfer spot by Brian James.
How about this?
Schluter.
How about MWR 4th and 1st? I mean, when was the last time we ever saw MWR ever do anything in this series?
Well, and then the JTG car is 16th.
Well, that's actually MWR this year. JTG's next year.
Either way, Henry Sanford doesn't want to be on the transfer spot for long as Schluter's up the track. Rodriguez tried to take a shot at Bradley Reen. Couldn't quite make it work.
That's down to 5th right there. And how about MWR is almost going to be 1-2. I don't think I predicted that in my bingo card for this year.
You mean down to 4th, said 5th. Oscon now getting by Nelson in a meaningless battle for 22nd.
Chris Wilson gained a lot of spots. He's 24th. He was last at one point in this race.
Well, right now it doesn't really mean a whole lot unless he can get up to the top 18. Although then again, being in provisional land where you finished your duel will matter. So
yeah,
I guess it
55. That's a shock leader right there. Did not expect that. 35 car a little bit up the hill.
Well, right now it looks like the battle for a transfer spot is cooling off a little bit as Mitchell Hodak has lapped Dylan Young in the 24, who's fallen to 29th spot.
Yeah, like I said, short tracks not his thing. They didn't even crack the top 30 in Martinsville. This is, and Dylan's could be a championship contender for this. This is all a mile and a half.
Well, Austin LaPlante trying to get, well, that's actually not even a battle for position. That's Stephen Cologne. Fitzwater has fallen to 32nd. He's battling Gene Sanford. Trace Smith is a lap down in 33rd.
Yeah, that's gonna be a D&Q for Fitzwater if he stays there right there. That's a tough break for Fitzwater, but you gotta be good at every
11th.
track.
Top battle right now is for 11th.
Yeah, you gotta be good at every track right here. So D&Qing at short tracks and SS is not gonna help you make to that top 10, get to the championship battle.
As Ambrose gets by Paul Swanson for 15th. Here comes Sam Schluter looking for 18th on Henry Sanford. Who had this one?
Yeah, that's not what Charles wanted to see right there. As here comes the 70 down the inside. How about Schuler?
Henry Sanford is guaranteed to race on points. But now he has just been kicked back to 19th and possibly staring down a provisional for this race at Colorado National.
Yeah, that's for sure. And that is what Dylan Young wants. Dylan Young needs a provisional, so he wants to see Henry race his way in.
Well, here comes Rodriguez. It's going to make the uphill climb even harder for the two.
Yep, and that's gonna be provisional. And the O2 already didn't race in. I believe the 98 didn't also. So
Well, so Sam Schluter now in the 18th spot with 5 laps to go. Rodriguez up to 19th.
and Rodriguez get their 1 second lead for Hodak right here.
And the gap this time by with 4 to go
Yep.
is now just under a second.
Yep, it's very it's been very, very close right here. The 70's actually closing in on the 23.
47's closing in on the 51. There's Steve Pollard trying to get by Delon Abrahamian. We'll keep an eye on the
Anything can
intervals right
happen.
now.
Anything can happen. Remember, we saw that Jack James was in the safely in, but then he got dumped.
As Ambrose now with 2 to go, game by the 51.
Yep. As here he comes down the inside.
The interval is staying about the same. It's still just over a second. As the white flag is in the air, 1 lap to go for Mitchell Hodak. He's trying to lap Allison Rain in the 36, but it will be the Napa Toyota that races his way in with a dual win.
Nice job. Not even top 42 in the points and wins it. How about that? I think the first dual winner was, who was the first dual? Yeah, Kenny Moma. He wasn't, where was he?
Moma was on the... No, Moma wasn't even top 42 either.
We had 2 guys non-top 42 win the duels. That's why you tune in, people.
As Mitchell Hodak gets the win, I'm sure Jack James is not too happy with Steve Pollard after that one.
Yeah, they're gonna be meeting in the desert. That's for sure. Just wait till Fox for it.
Especially because that will send Jack James to the house. So racing their way in this duel, Mitchell Hodak. And again, you'll see the results actually on the screen, as if I can remember to do it. I'll have the results there. It's whether or not I remember to do it before or just do it as something after. Mitchell Hodak, Jessica Shelton, Derek Hamill, Seth Cole, Gene Sanford, Owen Miles, Austin LaPlante, Matt McIntyre, Robert Pollard, Steve Pollard, Max Anderson, Delon Abrahamian, Marcus Ambrose, Paul Swanson, William Brock, Brian James, and Sam Schluter takes home the final transfer spot. I think all 3 of Kev's drivers raced their way in, didn't they?
Yeah. Well, no, RJ didn't.
Oh, yeah, that's right. Never mind. Okay. For some reason, I thought he had. Oh well. Steven, your final thoughts on this one?
Well, it's definitely good. I mean, lap traffic is going to play a factor. We're going to have great battles in the mid pack and stuff. Looks like when you get to that front 3, it's going to be like a battle between them and sort. A lot better race than I thought. That was going to be a crap fest, but it wasn't. It was actually a really good Colorado battle. Paul is starting, I believe he's going to start in the bad row, but he has to try to get to the bottom. Can he continue the historical season? Breeding, 87, Robert, and a couple others making the race. It's going to be a little bit of high D and Q, but you know, you got to be good at every track type. Dylan Young, 38th at Martinsville, did not even crack the top 18. He's really good at the mile and a half, but to be a champion, you have to be good everywhere. So kind of showing like the strength where people are good at and where people aren't good at. We got 2 more races. We got the Hooters cars at the year, but they'll have a fine race. It'll be like a little long and stuff. The Cup race will be long. It's gonna be interesting to be the inaugural winner. It's gonna be a really fast-paced race. Probably gonna have a caution or two, with some pitch strategy in there and stuff.
Well,
so I'm looking forward to it here.
That they're planning to try and not have pit stops in the Cup race because pit lane kind of becomes a little bit of an issue even under caution. So
I can completely understand that decision and stuff. Since we're in Colorado, we're going to get some edible. Oh, wait, no, this is not 2020. We are going to be legal in Colorado for about the next couple days, and then we're going to go getting some cheese in Wisconsin.
I can't guarantee for him.
Well, that's true. I got to get through this broadcast somehow. So we'll see you guys for the Saturday and then Sunday. Then we're going to go eat some cheese next week. So thanks for joining, guys.
So with that, congrats to Mitchell Hodak and Kenny Moma on their dual wins. I'd like to thank you guys for watching. Leave a like if you enjoyed, and subscribe if you haven't today for more gaming and racing related content. Leave a comment down below if you weren't watching the premiere chat or on Discord to let me know what you guys thought of this one or how you guys did. Well, if they weren't watching, they wouldn't have heard me say this, Pollard, though. That's the problem.
That's true.
For Stephen Pollard III, though, I'm Gordon Fan291. And this has been a production of the NRSL. We'll see you guys next time.
See you guys. Somebody please get Henry a new pair of pants.